the main reason why we have these wrangles is because of, first, we have power. We have the struggle of power, where we have a certain number of MCAs who think that they are in power and no one can tell them what to do. And also we have these other MCAs who think that it is time they also get a taste of the power which their colleagues have been sharing. And then we also have failure to observe the law. Well, you all know what happened last year. Elachi was impeached on the floor in September, and we saw that almost a month later she made her comeback in the assembly, which resulted to chaos, fracas, tear gas. We saw MCAs who have been brothers and sisters turn against each other. We find violence. We have a destruction of property in assembly. Not so many MCAs took her comeback lightly, and this has resulted to division in the county assembly, where we have a number of MCAs behind Elachi and another number of MCAs who are anti-Elachi. The pro-Elachi MCAs, we have a combination of both Jubilee and ODM. ODM, we have heard that they stand with the party, and the party is the party leader Raila Odinga is behind Elachi's comeback. For them, they have no opposition to that. They obey what their party leader says. And also we have a number of MCAs from the Jubilee side who are also behind Elachi. But on the other side, we have the anti-Elachi MCAs who are behind the ousted majority leader Abdi Hassan Guyo, who he has been vocal about his opinion about Elachi's comeback. After they went for a meeting at Jubilee, the Jubilee said that Elachi, they are behind the comeback of Elachi. And if the MCAs still want to impeach her, they use the proper channel, which is following the standing orders. The standing orders is the law which govern the assembly. And up to date, majority leader, he says that, the former majority leader, he says that, yes, he respects the party decision to bring back Elachi, but he does not recognize Elachi as the speaker. But now we have seen that due to his resistance to that, what followed next was his removal from the board, from the county assembly board, which he has been sitting since 2014. And then what followed later was his removal from the majority seat. So the MCAs who are behind him, they feel that Elachi's comeback, she has come back to seek revenge for what happened last year, since the majority and the minority leader were behind the removal of Elachi from the House. For the MCAs to remove a majority leader or a minority leader, you have to go by the standing orders or the County Government Act, which requires the majority whip or the minority whip to call for a meeting, and in the meeting the members sign, and if the signatures they reach the required numbers, you pass the minutes to the speaker, where the speaker communicates on the floor. We saw that with the ODM last week, and it was peacefully done. There were no oppositions to that, and immediately the party made changes, and the changes were accepted. No wrangles, no nothing. But when we come to the Jubilee side, we see that people are still not contented with the process which happened in the removal of the majority leader. So we still have the failure of observing the law. And you see, I feel like for an assembly, you have to accommodate all opinions. No one can be the same level. And for you to say that the House is at par, you have to accommodate each and every MCAs, because if we still up to date, if you feel like there's a number of MCAs who cannot come in the plenary sitting because they feel like they have been overruled or people have not followed the law, then you see the assembly cannot be in harmony up to date. And then we also have this notion of party alignment. You see, we have 2022 politics ahead, so people are trying to play safe. Maybe if I belong to this side of the house, I know maybe when it comes to 2022, I'm safe. When I play this role, when it comes to 2022, I'm safe. And then you have Governor Mike Sonko being at the center of it all. You see, we have the governor and the former majority leader, they fell out, which has caused all jitters around. And you've heard them even in interviews and speaking publicly that they're not in good terms. And this has made the House also taking sides with the governor and the former majority leader. We had Sonko say that they fell out because of business. But we know the main reason is when the former majority leader decided to question the reason as to why the governor suspended the officials concerning the building which collapsed in Dagoretti. That was the core problem. And up to date, we still find that both of them are still throwing words at each other. So I really feel like as the governor, you should not interfere with the side of the assembly, but at the same time, the MCs also have to place their loyalty to the governor. Sonko has the right to reshuffle, to make changes in his cabinet whichever way he likes, because it is his own cabinet. But we find that you see, in January we had the first CC who resigned. She was not suspended, she was not accused of anything, but on her own means, she chose to resign from the from the county government. And she said that she could not work under the governor because there was intimidation and there was just a lot of going on. So okay, when we interact with the officials at the county, they seem okay. No one has ever come out and complained that the governor has done this to me, the governor has threatened me, nothing of the sort. But we find that his way of managing the county government has raised concerns. How can he just one day sit and decide that today I'll just reshuffle, the next day I decide to remove, let's say, Maureen from this docket to the other, 2 weeks later this and this and this, you see. And in a way it has really affected how maybe the county does its work, because we find that like let's give an example, the finance docket, which has had over 4 CCs within a span of 2 years, where it also affects how the finance department work. We have had the county assembly committee for budget. They have really raised concerns that the shifting in the CCs have really affected their how the department works, because it takes time for even one to familiarize with that department. So, but you see, the governor on his side, he has defended himself and said that why is it that people question him when he does the reshuffle, and also all the other governors do the same. We have seen changes. There are changes which have happened, where we have the new leadership. We have Guyo was removed. You have Honorable Thuo from Dandora replacing him. We have Chege Waithera was removed as the whip. We have Honorable Ndegwa replacing her. We have, from the minority side, you only have the minority leader, Elias, who was removed last week and was replaced by Mberia. But still, you find that some MCAs are still not satisfied with that. So, I really don't know if they'll solve it, but I think also the speaker needs to play a bigger role in trying and unify the assembly, because you see, it cannot be wrangles and tear gas and fights every week from the county assembly. I think as the leader of the house, she should try and find other ways to unify the house and make everyone feel comfortable, where we have the speaker and the 122 MCAs all united and all feel like they can continue playing their role of oversighting and legislative. We just wait and see what's going to happen.